Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. I have been really busy. That's why I've not been able to talk to you for a bit. But hasn't a lot happened in the news? Wow. They say a week's a long time. Bloody hell, a day's a long time, isn't it, in this game? Two subjects we're going to talk to you about today. Both of them, I think I've got my facts right on them. And that's important, to get your facts right. First one is this lovely story. What do I know about this? Well, I'll tell you something. I remember this very, very, very well. So what happened was Tina Turner approached David Bowie and said, "David, would you sing on one of my tracks?" And he said, and this is a great reply, he said, well, yeah, I will, but on one condition. And she said, "Name it." And he said, "Tina, will you sleep with me?" Anyway, the song they did together was called Tonight. Rather good song as well. Now let's get on to the what everyone else is talking about. Interesting again. Well, more than interesting. What do I know about this story now? The absolute facts on this story. Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what I know and what I've always known, and what even before all the YouTubers and all the TV stations were talking about it. I looked into this subject probably around about the start of the US elections, because I realised that, I'd heard this rumour, someone made it known to me, that is no longer posting on YouTube, and they said to me, "Are you aware that there might have been some grooming going on between Schofield and a young man from the theatre company Two Faced?" And I said, "No, but I'll be on the internet and I'll be looking it up tonight." And so I did. So I looked up the theatre company, and then I found out, of course, he's a patron of it, was Philip Schofield. And the facts, as I know them, are that the one in the middle there, young Matthew McGreevy, I believe he was 10 years of age when Philip Schofield first met him. Of course, it would have been a father-son relationship type of thing at first. But over the years, as Philip was a patron of the theatre company, they developed a friendship, but it probably still was a father-son relationship at that point. What we don't know is at what point was it no longer a father-son relationship and a full-blown relationship, because, of course, that's what everybody else is trying to find out, and whether, effectively, a grooming process took place. Hopefully, I'd like to say it didn't, but the only one who can dispel all rumours is Matthew McGreevy. Now, what I know about this situation is there was a super injunction to stop anything being said to the press, but that will come to an end. And when that comes to an end, does that mean that the young man is free to talk to whichever reporters, whichever press decide to take the story up? Is he free to tell the truth on that? Or do you think he'll remain silent? It's interesting because the goodbye kiss-off from the rest of the cast, members of on the studio that morning, it had a smack of permanence about it, and it certainly didn't have any terms of endearment attached to the words that they used. Everybody's saying it was it was just like, oh, let's just say this, and that's the end of it, a 30-second, well, he's done this, yeah, he's been there for 20 years, he's built the place up, he's been a mentor for Holly, but it was all so cold, wasn't it? There was no warmth about it, and so everybody started to speculate that Philip Schofield will become an untouchable, much the same as Michael Barrymore became an untouchable. Nobody wanted to give Michael Barrymore any work afterwards, even though he didn't actually go to prison. Barrymore for what happened. The people that were in the true know, and those TV executives thought it wasn't worth taking the chance. And I think that will be the situation with Schofield. Nobody's likely to want to give him another job. So he's likely to be on his own, or, you know, with his male companions whenever they come in and whenever they go. um, it's a sad, sorry situation that this happens to people, but each person in life, according to the scriptures, is enticed by their own desires, no matter what they may be. A person may be prone to wanting to participate in gambling. That's his desire, and that's likely to bring him down. Or he may have a problem with pornography, as a lot do. And that, again, is an enticement. And as the scriptures say, each person has to face up to their own temptations and their own desires. But at the end of the day, it is true that you will be brought down by these excesses if you don't curb them. And I think ITV, some time ago, said to Schofield, you get your house in order. You stop doing what you're doing currently, and let's see an improvement. And he couldn't do it because he was completely and utterly without any moral decorum here. He couldn't have been, or he wouldn't have stepped over, and he wouldn't have told so many lies. Lies of 30 years to your wife. Lies to all the fellow newscasters that he's worked with. He took them all for fools. And so what is fitting is that he goes into the wilderness now, and he stays there, and he's never given the opportunities to return to the screens. That's the most fitting thing that can happen. But should Holly get off scot-free? Not really, because Holly will have known about this situation with young Matthew. She will have known about it, and perhaps it would have affected her conscience. I think any decent person would be affected by it if they're asked to shut up about such a delicate thing and they know it to be wrong. Most people want to say, look, no, don't expect me to keep your dirty secret. This is the way I would look at it, and this, for my own personal sanity, I would say to the person who was doing these things, I say, don't expect me to say nothing. I'm not having this on my conscience, but she didn't even do that. Of course, Ruth and Eamon, they did speak up, and they went through the proper channels as what you're supposed to do. And ITV tried to shut them down. And that's further proof, people, that our TV, BBC as well, and ITV at the top level, they're protectors of paedophiles. We have perfect examples of how they've done this throughout the years. They protected Jimmy Savile, knowing full well what he was doing. They could have put a stop to it, ITV, a lot sooner than this, and they didn't. And it's only because they've decided that they've got to act now, or their ratings will take a huge almighty nosedive, I would have thought. So who's now going to host the National Television Awards? I don't think it'd be right for Holly to do that. I think they need to bring in completely new presenting material and vet them beforehand, make sure that there's no skeletons in their closet, do a history check, go back years and years and years. That's the only way. But 30 years of lying to your wife, and that's shocking. I know a recent YouTuber who was lying to his wife while he was carrying on and doing things abroad. You know who that is, don't you? But Schofield, he really takes the biscuit. 30 years of not just lying to his wife, lying to the whole family, you know. I'm laughing because I like to see people brought down who think that they're untouchable. And kind of restores faith in justice in a way, because, like I say, not just scriptural justice about each person being enticed by their own desire, and that usually is to their detriment eventually. But it does take time. It's not overnight. It certainly wasn't with him. So it's a good thing, people, now that all of this is out in the open. And I'm sorry I've not been able to speak to you sooner. I'm just so busy. That's what, flat out. And I've been sleeping when I've got home from work, and you just can't do it. It's just so tiring. But there you go, people. Another celebrity to bite the dust. How many more pervs are out there that ITV and the BBC are protecting? Who's going to be the next to fall? Hey, it's like a game, innit? We could take bets on it now. You know, put people's names on a list that are potentially just the same as these, and then just bet how long they're going to last, how much longer their careers are going to stand up before they're found out. That'd be a great game, wouldn't it? Of course, we can't see what's in the future. Only God can do that. And sometimes God doesn't choose to look into our future. It's a good job, isn't it? Or he just go, you're all gone. All right, peeps. I'll see you again. Goodbye for now.